How's it going, everybody? Rye here today, and we are back with Season 2 of your Toledo Underdogs in our Underdogs to Champion series. And I'm actually really excited for Season number 2, because just a reminder of what the lines look like. I know those of you that are just joining, it's episode number 3, you're like, why are you excited about this season? Well, last season we did horribly, right? But we did a lot of good things in the off season, and we had some really nice growth from guys like Zadina especially, but Kyler Yamamoto, Jared Anderson-Dolan played fantastically, and now Yuri Kulik and Isaac Rosen are both up in the majors, as well as Jakub Vrana had a good season, right? So we had some growth, some surprise performances from certain players, and we're hoping that we can translate that into even better success, set some more goals this season, and then create just this kind of factory of these guys just developing and continuous positive feedback loop, whatever, I guess. And the blue line, well, the blue line is probably going to be the toughest one for us to really grow. Larai and Addison, I think, are fantastic for us. 24 and 25 both have top 4 potential. Addison is low, but Larai is medium top 4. One thing I'd like to see him do is improve offensively. Probably one of the goals we'll set this year. And then Kalen Addison is an offensive defenseman, but I'd like to see him become a little bit better passing and offensive awareness-wise. So we'll probably have both of those guys get a offensive-minded defensive objective. And then I'm thinking probably Lambert and Roseanne, as well as Kulik getting objectives. Maybe Foot, Kate, yeah, no, probably just Foot then. So we're going to set Foot, Kulik, Roseanne, and Lambert getting objectives this year. Zadina had one last year and currently does have one to become a playmaker in 1 month, right? You can see, just looking at his stats, obviously I'm covering up the defense a little bit, but he's not the best defender, but puck skills are there. The offensive awareness is pretty good. The shot's solid, but I think he's more of a playmaker. I mean, hand-eye 88, puck control 87, but then passing 90, deking 92, right? He's more of a passer to me. So that's what I'm hoping to get Lambert and Rosen to do as well. Lambert, I'm looking at him. He's a two-way forward. He's decent. We got with the shot. He's decent with his defense. I really do think that puck skills needs to grow. He's got the offensive awareness to do it. So if he can get 30 assists again, like we had that set for Zadina last year, I think if we got Lambert with that this year, that'd be great. And then Isaac Rosen is a playmaker here. His offensive awareness, another guy with tremendous offensive awareness, but if we can get both him and Lambert to get assists, maybe making Zadina a sniper isn't the smartest thing in the world then, or a playmaker, because he might just look to shoot the puck a lot. But actually, one thing, did he shoot the puck a lot last year? That's what I want to figure out. So in 82 games, he shot 196 times, which isn't too crazy. Who was the guy shooting on the top line? Was it Kyler Yamamoto? No, he did move off that top line at some point last season. He's turned into a middle sixer for us. Anderson-Dolan did shoot a ton, honestly, for the kind of guy he is. Right, a two-way forward to shoot the puck as much as he did is tremendous. And probably a guy that will give he's 26 though. Maybe I could give a goal to him. Really make him more of a playmaker. Actually, maybe I'll try to see if I can get him defensively. Either way, I think we're looking good. And then obviously those of you that love the goaltending, well, we've got Daniil Tarasov and Felix Sandstrom, so no goals here, I think. We're trying to find our goaltender of the future. Scratched right now, we got Geeky, Lemieux, and Gambrel. I think they're all fine. I think Connor Geeky, I would like to get him on the ice somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe I'll send him down, let him play in the minors, and then call up somebody down there who isn't, we aren't worried about growing. So yeah, we'll send Geeky down. He does have a two-way deal. He doesn't have to clear waivers. And then down here is Tulio. How old is Tulio? Tulio is 23, so I'd kind of want to keep him down there. Olivier Nadeau, Nikita Sherbak, perfect. 77, 29. He's not really growing. Zach Sanford, kind of the same guy here. He's listed as a fourth line forward. He is a grinder. So you know what? We will bring up Sanford instead and send Geeky down. So there we go. Those are the roster moves. We'll best lines it down in the AHL. I might make a change or two. Yeah, because we got Geeky, Noah Oslin, Victor Noichev. What is he? Minor? Yeah, medium top 9. Tyler Tulio, the same thing. Noah Oslin is a medium top 6, so I'd like to get him some more ice time over Noichev. And look at that. They love that. Von Barkenau. Where is Consta Hellenius? Why would they scratch him over Von Barkenau? I have no idea. Anyway, we'll put him in there for Ruotsalainen. He doesn't really fit there. Nikita Sherbak doesn't fit here either, but maybe we can get Ruotsalainen back up there. Olivier Nadeau, get him up there for Ruotsalainen. There we go. I think I like this. Neuchev, left wing. All right, so that's actually not too bad for just throwing that together. Blue line-wise, it's okay. Jacob Larson and Lucas Johansson go all the way down to the bottom pairing in the minors. I don't know why Sean Day is not playing. Maybe because he's a lefty. I don't know. But scratch, we've got Colton Poole. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Topias Leinen is scratched as well, and so is Michael Del Cal. So we're all set there. Let's talk to some of our guys and get their goals situated. We'll talk to Roseanne first. I think I want to get all these guys the assist goal, so season goal, because I feel like they're just going to get points playing on the top line. So I'd like to see him. I want to see you. What happens if he stays on the NHL for? Do we get like a NHL? Okay, new topic. That's really my decision. Oh, shoot. Did I just screw that up? All right, we'll go with new topic. We'll go with end conversation. Let's see if we can... Oh, shoot. So maybe Isaac Roseanne telling him to be... Oh, that's his season goal, is just to stay on the roster. I don't know what kind of boost he gets from it. It didn't say, but that's his goal, is to stay on the NHL team the entire season. I mean, he's an 82. With our team, he's going to be one of the best players on the team. We won't make that same mistake here with Yuri Kulik. Season goals, we'll go with long-term. I guess we'll figure it out, though. We'll as we go, we'll see what happens here, and then we'll give a stat challenge for Yuri Kulik. 40 goals is crazy. I think 30 assists, plus minus, but I just don't think we're going to get the plus minus. I'd love to see guys improve their defensive awareness. I just don't think it's going to happen. So we'll see if we can get him to 30 assists this year as well. Strive for that, please, Yuri. I think he's listed as a sniper, but he's not going to get 40 goals. I'm just going to be honest. Addison here. All right. So what can we throw on the blue liners here? Season goals. We'll go with long-term goals again, because I feel like those are the most achievable, because you never know what's going to happen. Could be hot, could be cold for the first half or second half of the season. 20 goals would help the accuracy. Assists. Defensive awareness would be plus 20 plus minus this season. Feels almost impossible for a guy like this. For him to improve his shot blocking, no, I think assists. If he can get close to 40 assists, he'll probably, I think it says +1 to +4, so it's probably every 10. If he gets 10, it's +1. If he gets 20, it's +2. We'll see how that goes this season for Kalen Addison. So 40 assists for Kalen Addison. And then I want to make the same thing for Larai, because his puck skills is quite poor. So is his offensive awareness. But if he can be able to move the puck, that's okay. We'll go with long-term goals. Stat challenge again for Larai. 30 assists only. Plus minus would improve the defensive awareness, shot blocking. We'll go with assists. It could also be tied to the player type, which, I haven't played around enough, or it could just be their projected ice time or expected ice time relative to your team. Nolan Foote, yeah, because, Foote will be a good one. He's a 24-year-old, but he's on our third line. Season goals. Let's go with a long-term goal again for Nolan Foote. Stat challenge. What are we going to give him? 30 goals again. 40 assists. I guess they think he's really, really that good. Probably the assist, because that's going to be the one that's closest or easiest to get to for him. I have no idea how that's going to work, but and then Philip Zadina. I mean, if he's going to be another playmaker, maybe I'll ask him to get goals this season, because I'm already asking him to change his player style. So I mean, we'll just might as well, right? Stat challenge. Let's see, 40 goals, 30 assists again. We can just boost his assists and then end conversation. So I wonder if it's a one-season boost or a multi-season boost. As far as other players I want to give a goal to, I don't think there's anybody else. I mean, Ryan Johnson, maybe. Maybe we want Ryan Johnson to season goal, because he's pretty young still. Give him a long-term season goal, stat challenge. He is a two-way forward, 30 assists, plus 20. He's just not going to get plus 20. So I'm asking everybody to get assists. It feels like the most achievable one and the safest one that we're actually going to be able to hit, and it's going to improve our players. So that should be the season goals. Before I wrap it up, let's double check Brad Lambert. There we go, Brad Lambert. I knew I forgot one. Season goal for Lambert. Let's make it a long-term goal. Develop away from... Oh, okay. Let's focus on making you better and use this time to pick up on good habits. Wow, okay, so I can tell him he's going to get sent down. No, you're our first-line center, bud. So sink or swim. 20 goals and he could be a better shooter? Plus 15. He's not going to be a plus 15. Face-off percentage. Wow. Okay, so these are some different ones. 20 assists is going to be so easy to get on a long-term goal for him. So interesting to see that they don't view him as somebody that would be on the roster. I wonder if it's based on your coach. But if he scores 20 goals, which could be crazy, I just don't see him scoring 20. Let's go with the assists. We're just going to get the assist challenge, right? You get 2 assists for every goal, or at least a chance to get 2 assists for every goal. So that should be fine. Now, taking a look at the rest of the roster, maybe Tarasov. Let's see. Let's go back here. Yeah, we'll see if Tarasov, he's still young enough. Maybe I can get him to get a season goal. Season goal for a goalie. I know I said that we probably wouldn't have one, but why the heck not? We'll make it a long-term goal for Tarasov. Stat challenge, win 30 games. No, I'm going to go with 910 save percentage. Consider it done. End conversation. Cool. So if he gets a 910 save percentage, we get something. I don't know what it is, but we get something. And it is time to start the season. I think that's that. I don't have any other changes to make. Taking a look at the trades, I believe all we have are our normal picks. We are significantly under the cap. Holy mackerel. Hopefully somebody grows so we can avoid that. We do need a third. That is the one thing we are missing, is a third round pick. So maybe something to look out for mid-season if somebody's doing poorly and we just don't think it's time to give up on them or something like that. So a third would be very vital. Taking a look at the rookie skaters in the organization, Martone is playing in the CHL. Obviously, Kulik isn't made it to the NHL. Wahlberg, Hellenius, Geeky, all playing in the minors. Roseanne is up. Oslin's got 1 more year. Jekimov's another guy that we're hoping, grows. A second-round draft pick number 33. A power forward would be fantastic to see him grow. Seabrook is low elite, so at 1851, if we don't see many signs of him developing, it could be time to cut bait. And we have some decent players. We need some more elite talent, so that's why taking those swings is a big thing, and I might be a little bit more active when it comes to scouting this year. But guys, let's just get through the first month of the season. I'll let you know how we're doing, how things are looking, and well, let's hope that I don't think we're gonna finish above the last place, but I'm not gonna be upset because, well, it means growth. All right, so we got our conversation with the coach here in the preseason lined up. I know last year I did, I think, strength training. This year, I think I want to go ahead and do 5v5 focus, right? Puck control, defensive awareness, and offensive awareness. I know it hurts our deking, but honestly, does deking really affect anything in the sim? I doubt it. Video sessions would help our offensive and defensive awareness, but hurt our power on the shots. So I don't know why we wouldn't just do, right? So it's +3 potentially to offensive and defensive, versus 5-on-5 is +3 defensive, +2 offensive. But we also get that plus to puck control. So we're going to go 5v5 focused. I'd like to be a good team at even strength, and I think that's where we're going to be able to pick up a lot of points, right? So putting up points, hey, it might help us win, but it's certainly going to help our guys grow. And there we go. So we've set our goal 5v5 focused, getting the boost to the awareness. And one quick look before we get the season started at the expiring contracts. It's just Jarrett Anderson-Dolan who's really the big one. Isaac Roseanne is now down to a 79 overall. I'm not sure what caused that. It's probably because it was morale overall that boosted him up so high. He's a perfect fit for the second line, and I would like to bring him back for a good amount of time. I mean, I don't see any reason why we couldn't enter negotiation and see what he would want. He's not exactly in love with the organization. That's interesting. You know what? I think for now, that's it. I don't want to talk. I still can enter negotiations. Perfect. So I think what we'll do is we'll let him play a little bit in the NHL, show him that he's going to get first line ice time, second line ice time. And then maybe he'll love the org because he's playing so much, and we can talk about it a little bit later. The goalies, Sandstrom and Pettersson, are expiring. It is what it is. Right. Tarasov is our main man there, making 2.67. Everybody got adjusted up, by the way. So if you're like, why did you pay him that much? It's just because we had to hit the cap floor. So we got adjusted up. So you can see, like, yeah, Addison and Lorai, I believe, we're making the same amount of money. Everybody just kind of got upped until we reached the right amount. Nobody's making a crazy dollar figure here. So yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with all of this, but just to show you guys expiring contracts and what we got to look out for. Well, this is a little concerning. Philip Zadina now wants to talk to me before we even hit the start of the season. And he's confident that he's made the necessary changes. So he got He is now officially a playmaker, and he got +2 to deking, +2 to passing, +2 to puck control, +2 to hand-eye? Seriously? He just developed like that because I asked him to switch positions? All right, hold on. Pause. And we win the first game 4-3. Things we love to see in gaining locker room chemistry. So what is his overall now? He's got to be what, like an 85 now? Maybe? 87? He's an 87 overall? I mean, I guess he's a stupid good playmaker, right? I mean, 90s in all of his puck skills. He's got 5 stars in his puck skills. Holy mackerel. Filip Zadina is a pure second line forward now who's got 86 offensive awareness. Oh, he's got the offensive awareness boost too. In game 1, let's see. We've got an assist from Lambert, and we have a goal and an assist from Zadina. Things we love. Who scored? Like, we got an assist from Kulik. We're gonna get a lot of passers on the team, I guess. But that is awesome to see. I wonder if Larai maybe telling him to be a defensive defenseman. He's only 24. He is much better defensively. I may say, hey, can I do that? Larai, can we maybe make him a defensive defenseman? He's got his adaptability is not great. We're just going to end the conversation. I'm not even going to try. I'm not going to screw him up. I'm not going to get any minuses. But hey, that's super cool that Filip Zadina is the way he is. Oh, and one of the things you guys mentioned to look for when looking at the captaincy is, does anybody in the locker room have a leader? Chemistry style? Does not look like it. So what I think I probably want to do is make Ryan Murray the captain. 32 years old. I mean, he's the epitome of what we were going for here. He's this number 2 overall pick, but he never hit his potential. So him leading this locker room is probably what I want. I like the idea of Zadina with a letter. I don't like the idea. Actually, you know what? Zadina being the captain actually kind of makes sense. He is the star, and he's the one showing everybody how to grow. So I guess Vrana, Murray, and Zadina, I think that's kind of perfect, actually. So Brendan Lemieux has been lost morale because he's stripped of his captaincy. But hey, Ryan Murray gained morale for becoming an alternate captain. Nobody else seemed to like it. Daniil Tarasov is sitting at 916 as well. So he's hitting his goal. Third most goals for in the league per game so far. So obviously, I don't think this is going to last that long, but I'm going to enjoy it while I can. Well, would you look at that? We are 4-1-2 and in a divisional spot right now. Tied with the Leafs on points, 2 points behind the Panthers with 2 games in hand and with a game coming up against the Panthers. Tarasov's got a 935. Holy mackerel. I guess the 5-on-5 focus is where we want to be because we are doing really, really well. 16th in goals for per game, but 2.43 against. We've also got the 6th best power play and the 2nd best penalty kill. Oh yeah, it's a little too early for this, but I'm enjoying what I'm seeing. So Toronto's calling about Nikita Sherbak, and they offered me a next year's 3rd. I'm wondering if I can get this year's 3rd. I may have to throw like a 7th in or something, but they were at least offering, so I'm gonna see if I can get a 3rd back way more than what you were offering now. Wow, okay. A little sassy there. Because they did have a 5th in there. So we'll throw in a 7th and trade accepted. I hope you know what you were. Okay. I mean, I don't know what they're so stoked about. You got an extra 7th. And we've got invalid lines or rosters in the AHL in the system. I think we should be fine, right? There's 21 out of 21 in both. So we'll just go to edit the lines, edit the AHL lines. We'll just set them. I think we should be fine. I don't think we're missing anything crazy. We'll just quickly, from unfilled, we'll just bring in Michael Dalcal and we're done, right? Easy. Don't know what the big deal is here, but hey, we're good to go. We are starting to come back down to earth. Yeah, so we're almost to the end of the month, and there's a lot of defenders going on waivers, but none of them really improve our team at all. So I am declining, but I am diligently looking at those waivers, guys. Everybody that pops up, I'm taking a look at it. And just like that, we are at the end of November, another month through, 9-8-2. We're falling off a little bit, but we have 5 games in hand on the Senators and 4 games in hand on the Bruins, who are like right there in the wild card hunt. And we're only 4 points out. Now, we are only 2 points ahead of the Red Wings, who are in last. But we've played fewer games than they have. We've played fewer games than just about everybody. Taking a look here, the Flyers have 13 points, 16 for the Hurricanes, 18 for the Islanders. I mean, guys, we're not terrible. And it's almost a bad thing because I'm doing the scouting a bit more manually this year because, we didn't really have a great year of scouting last time. But taking a look at the top, there's 2 medium franchises at the top of this draft. Norbert Schotten and Gavin McKenna. If we can get either one of these dudes, we are in business, guys. It would be fantastic for us, right? We've already got like a bunch of third liners right now. Some guys are developing into maybe a top 6. Having them pair with a medium franchise would be phenomenal. And to have a medium franchise sniper like these guys are projecting to be, oh man, it would be great. But the good news is, even if we miss out on, and we're a little too good, there's Rubroek and Belchets here who are also not bad. They're 1 year away, medium elite forward. So I'm doing a little bit better with the scouting this year. We're currently still scouting some players, but you guys can see it's already starting to fill up a lot sooner in the season because I can give you an update, and we're not even to December yet. So let's get to the end of December. Let's get to the new year, and we'll assess how this team is doing. By the way, Daniil Tarasov, 904. And things are starting to definitely slow down. We are 2-7-1 in our last 10, 13-17-3 overall. Felix Sandstrom has not been good. 878, 450. Definitely not what you want to see. Taking a look at the goals for per game and goals against per game, we are 30th and 29th. The power play's 20th. The penalty kill's 8th. Again, randomly, just our penalty kill's good. We do have a lot of those types of guys, but taking a look at the standings, we have 29 points. The only team worse than us is the Flyers in the Eastern Conference. In the Western Conference, the Flames are worse than us, and that's about it. So if we take a look at the standings overall, and then we'll take a look at the player points here, we're about we're almost halfway through the season. We're almost there. And things are looking familiar from last year. We are 7 points ahead of the Flyers, which feels like a pretty big margin. Now, I think that's something that could change because I think they're pretty decent, right? They have some talent there, more so than we do. The Calgary Flames and New York Islanders as well. I think we're getting some, most of our wins, we really haven't gotten any shootout wins, but the goals for per game and the goals against per game tell a complete story here. Wow, they are bad. I was gonna say we are pretty bad, but they are awful. So our defense is a little bit better than our offense, which is not what I want, because I want these guys putting up points. So how are we doing? These guys, we're getting assists. Kyler Yamamoto's getting assists, but I don't think I set a goal for him this season. Yuri Kulik's got 12 and 12, and Zadina's got 13 and 12. So that's actually kind of nice to see. Brad Lambert's got 10, so he could get up to 20, right? His goal is 20 assists, nothing for Yamamoto, 30 for Kulik, 30 for Zadina. They're almost halfway there. Now, we've only played 33 games, these guys have, so 8 more games to potentially get to 15. 8 more games to get 3 more assists. I feel like that should be doable for guys that are playing. Yuri Kulik's not. Oh, he's on the second line. But you can see that Philip Zadina is playing almost 21 minutes a night. Jared Anderson-Dolan continues to be a solid player for us. He doesn't have a goal this season. Kalen Addison doesn't have a goal to hit this season. He's got 15 assists already. But I guess he doesn't have a goal unless he hit the goal, and I have just no way of doing it. Isaac Rosen is just staying on the roster. He has not looked good on that top line. 14 points only. I mean, it's about a half point per game, but maybe it might be time to flip-flop him and Kulik, or hell, even him and Yamamoto, right? Just giving those guys a little bit less ice time, less challenging opponents. Lorai's got 10 points here. He had a goal this season of 30 assists. He's currently got 6. Needs to kind of pick it up. Addison's goal, I believe, was also 30 assists. But he's got 15, so he's halfway there. So we'll see. But everybody else is kind of doing what we expected them to, especially Cal Clegg, who just isn't good enough for the NHL. Ryan Johnson, medium top 6, 79, looking decent. He also has a stat challenge of 30 assists, and he's got 11. So we're trying to tell our guys to get some goals. They're doing the best they can. Daniil Tarasov is desperately trying to cling on to that 9-10 challenge I set him earlier this year. Felix Sandstrom has just let that go completely out the window. So I think what I will do is flip-flop the lines. I'm not necessarily trying to win. Obviously, 2 medium franchises at the top means we just need to finish in last. But I also don't want to completely stunt these guys' growth. So we'll do this. Roseanne Kulik and Jarrett Anderson-Dolan with Yamamoto, Lambert, and Zadina being on the top line. Lambert just getting a ton of ice time as a low elite, I think is going to be clutch for him. And putting him with Yamamoto and Zadina, who are going to be good players on either wing, should help him reach that goal of 30 assists, right? It was 20 assists this season, hopefully getting a +2 to his passing. He could start to be a good-looking two-way forward for us, especially because he's got really good awareness. But as far as the rest of the lineup, I think it's fine. There's not much we can do, you know? It's just one of those, just kind of got to shrug and say it is what it is. And then scratched, obviously. Gambrell's up to an 80. Maybe I want to start him. And Brendan Lemieux's up to an 80. So some of these guys maybe over a guy like Rasmus Kupari. I know he's got potential, Rasmus does. Nylander doesn't. He just played well, but I think it's time to get Nylander off for Lemieux. No, Dylan Gambrell. He's only 29, so we'll go there, and Rasmus Kupari can play on the wing. Noah Gregor will also play on the wing. He's a pretty decent two-way forward. Like this should be a defensively solid bottom six, but it is what it is. Now, we're halfway through the season. Let's take a look at contract situation, specifically for Isaac Rosen and maybe Yuri Kulik. I think not. Yuri Kulik, but we've got Isaac Rosen, who might want a contract. I don't know how much he loves the org right now, but he is probably the most important player to extend and hopefully see him grow, see him develop. So we're going to enter contract negotiation with him. He does not love the organization. It's a risky, if I ask, I'll just go with neutral. Sure. Let's go with, let me share more about why it would be a great fit. As a rebuilding, we offer, let me show you why this is exciting when you join us. Persuade. It's a risky chance to persuade, to prioritize that. Is attractive aspect. It's not the only thing. Okay, that's great to hear. How about we explore other aspects? Now, let's just go straight to the contract. He wants a 2-year deal. Can we get him on a 3-year deal? He loves the idea of the contract. Let me improve the offer. Let me improve it. See if he'll just accept it. Increase the salary, right? Because we're not really worried about salary. Let's up it by $1 million. I'll give him 3 years, $2 million. He loves it, obviously. I don't know if I really want to go too much higher because it might get adjusted again. But I think 3 years, $2 million is perfectly fine. And he should accept it right away. To be an RFA at expiration of it, too. Being just 25 and beautiful. He is going to be back for the next 3 years after this one. So I'm satisfied with that. I feel like Jarrett Anderson-Dolan has also earned himself an extension. I mean, a 2 or 3 year deal. I feel like a 3 year deal at like $3.5 million would be fine for him here. Just see if he'll accept it. He doesn't love the org, but I'm going to do it because why not? He's going to take a few days to mull it over. He should accept. I'll let you know if he doesn't. Otherwise, I'll probably pop in and tell you he did. But now it's time to get to the trade deadline, guys. We've got picks. Right, taking a look at the draft class, we obviously want to get as high of picks as possible, but I just don't think we're going to get another top 5 pick, as fun as that would be, as elite as that could be, right? Because we could give up assets to get something that we think could be top right now, right? Let's actually see team standings. Does anybody near the bottom potentially think that they could contend, and would be willing to give us there first? I doubt it. We're in first with our Americans again. Love to see that. Not just the Atlantic, but let's go the entire league. The Flyers, the Flames, the Islanders. Who's a team that's played a lot? The Canadians have played a lot. Maybe the Red Wings have played a lot. I mean, the Red Wings, who's not scoring at all, but is potentially not terrible in points. Seattle is a team that's not scoring at all, but they're not allowing goals. Like Colorado, but I don't think Colorado's going to drop off at all. The points percentage here, obviously, you can see we're at 43. Nashville's a team that's not good at all. Nashville's another team, but, I mean, you can see they're in 27th. They're right by us. We could give Nashville a call. I mean, they did just go out and give all that. I'm going to see what I can do. I doubt it's going to happen, but we'll give a couple teams a ring. Well, that's some big news. Jarrett Anderson-Dolan has rejected our contract offer because he's looking for a large market team. Obviously, Toledo, we are not a large market, and I made sure to reflect that here in the game as well when creating the team. So, kind of give us the underdog. You can't make your team superstar, as an organization if the players are also underdogs. So, Yeah, so that's an interesting one. We'll have to give him a new contract and hopefully sign him here in a month or so. And in January, we rattle off a ton of wins. I was talking about Jared Anderson Dolan for a lot of it, but we got the win against Nashville. We got the win against Pittsburgh, 2 shootout wins, an overtime win, and a regulation win. We went on a 5-game winning streak, guys. We then proceeded to lose a bunch, but hey, we went on a 5-game winning streak. We now have 45 points. And just we're not doing what we need to be doing right now, guys, and that's dropping off because we need one of those 2 top franchise players. Absolutely do. So taking a look at the entire league after this month of January, we have now, flown up. The Islanders, the Penguins, the Kraken, the Blackhawks have kind of fallen off as far as points percentage. Yeah, you can see they're at 44.1. The Nashville Predators have ascended, so it's kind of risky if we were to make a move for one of these picks, but I just don't know what we could possibly give up to go up and get one of these guys. As far as goals for per game, the Flyers are just woeful, dude. That is really bad. Obviously, you can see us here, but we're giving up a ton of goals, and so are the Flyers, but we're somehow winning games. I think we will drop off as the season continues, right? Because that's not sustainable. I know we have 2.82 goals for per game, but maybe I want to look into that Utah. Maybe going after the Utah pick here at pick 24. They're 24th in the league, but they just don't look much better than we do. Are they getting killed on the penalty kill? They're not doing well. They've not had a ton of opportunities. Because somebody had a 78%. Yeah, maybe I'll look at Utah. Maybe see if we can get Utah's first round pick. It might be less valuable because they're closer, so we'll see. We'll quickly find a trade. I'll show you guys what we're looking at for the Utah Hockey Club first round pick. Utah first rounder. It would take Zadina and a third, or a second in Hellenius. I don't want to do that. Maybe take a look at Colorado. See if they want to give up their first round pick. They could be a lottery team. They're not going to be a lottery team. Chicago has dropped off. Do they want to give up their first? Zadina and 2/3. Is it worth it? Is the first round pick going to be that much more valuable? Zadina could help them out. He is an 87 overall. Dallas is a team that I think got better. I was looking at their pick. Their pick belongs to Washington, I believe it is. Montreal is a team that I think got better. No trades found. Nashville got a little bit better. They were previously in the gutter. They want Zadina. Teams are starting to get raise their asking price, I should say, for these first round picks. The Rangers, they obviously don't need it because they are probably a really good team. So it'd be Ryan Johnson in 2/3, a third in Murray, Gregor in 2/3, Kyler Yamamoto straight up. It might be time to just get first round picks and reset. Ottawa is a team right around us. 2 seconds in Consta Hellenius. I kind of want to keep Consta Hellenius just because he's still so young and he's good, right? He is currently, 78 overall at 19, a playmaker. Fantastic playmaker, I might add. And Ottawa, Ottawa's not guaranteed to be much worse than we are. Taking a look, we were just at Ottawa. We'll go to Philadelphia. Philadelphia is going to ask for a king's ransom. And they even have Michkov and Frondell and Drysdale. So, they probably would rather have players. 2 firsts, Kyler Yamamoto, and a second. Holy mackerel, dude. That is a big ask. It's not even guaranteed to be the number 1 pick. Pittsburgh fallen off a bit. A first this year, a third in Solovyov. I don't want to do that either. San Jose, I think, is actually a really, really good team. So they are asking for nothing for this pick. A second next year in Solovyov. Solovyov, I don't think is that important of a player. Would I do this deal? Solovyov, they're 30, 16, and 3. He's got medium starters, sure, but yikes. Okay, we're going to decline it for now, but it's on the table. San Jose, Seattle. Seattle's a team that's not looked great. They've obviously got a decent amount of value. Our first in Solovyov, no. I don't want to give up our first because I have a feeling we will drop off. The St. Louis Blues, no. Do they want to give up the Panthers pick? A second, a fifth this year, and Leanders? It's upgrading my second from the second round to the first round, and the Panthers aren't going to miss out on. Yeah, I'm just going to accept this trade. We now have two first round picks. I'll take that any day. Tampa Bay, can we get their first round pick? It would be Ryan Johnson in 2/3, a third Murray and a third, Cates in 2/3, Isaac Rosen or Yuri Kulik. Okay, I mean, that's another option. I mean, we could acquire a couple first round picks here. Obviously, the Leafs don't have any. Utah, okay, I think we've come full circle here. Yeah, they want Zadina. Dallas is another team. I feel like I want Dallas's pick. Dallas, nothing there. What about Washington's own pick? No. And then the Leafs are probably too good. A second next year. Now, see, that's where I start drawing the line. I don't want to mortgage too much of our future. Vancouver doesn't have theirs. Utah. Winnipeg. Winnipeg's, I think, a really good team. Winnipeg wants a third of Verana and a third Geeky, Rosen, Kulik. Yeah, we've seen that trade offer before. But, I mean, my second and a fifth, as well as I think just a prospect that wasn't going to see the roster to upgrade to a Florida Panthers first. The Panthers, I'm sure, are in first in the entire NHL, but it's another first round pick. Yeah, there they are, 75 points. Yeah, it was basically worthless. They moved down a couple spots, right? Yeah, holy mackerel, Florida is on an absolute tear. But I think we're gonna have to wait until the deadline to maybe really pull the trigger on a pick. So let's just go ahead and get up to the trade deadline right now and just see. It's really about acquiring those picks, guys. It is all about the picks right now. And I don't want to do it while it's timed here. Nikita Novikov is gaining morale. Okay, Michael Dalcal. We do lose to the Vancouver Canucks. Seattle, we're going to pick up a point there. I don't love that, but they do get 2. San Jose, we beat them in overtime. Calgary, we beat them. Against the Kings, we're going to beat them for nothing. Against the Devils, we do lose. Finally, we start dropping some points, but our pick is not going to be that valuable, guys. So I'm starting to get a little worried here about our team and potentially falling off. I mean, I don't know how a team like Florida is or Philadelphia is so bad. When I mean, you just look at our roster. Against Colorado, I have no idea. Against the Nashville Predators, we do lose. They want to give us Gustafsson. I can't accept that offer. Chicago, we are able to beat in over. Guys, we are taking way too many games late. Maybe that's on me for saying 5-on-5 focus, but I mean, I guess really we're just not as bad as we were last year. That's the Flyers. The Flyers are as bad as we were last year, but taking a look at the team stats here real quick. Just going into the trade deadline, what are we looking at as far as our chances to improve our pick? So, I mean, we could easily fall behind the Calgary Flames and get a top 2 chance at it. Pittsburgh, Anaheim's even worked their way into the conversation. They only have 58 points through 64 games played. So if you sort by points percentage, yeah, Anaheim you can see has fallen behind us. So maybe they're a team that I could call and see if they'd be willing to give away their first. Quickly find a trade. I do like how quickly I can get between menus now. That is a nice improvement. First round pick from the Ducks. No trades found. What about a first and a sixth from the Ducks? And oh wow, they want next year's first. Do I really think we're gonna get that much better in a year? That I'd be willing to take another no, because I'd like to use our next year's first to potentially move up this year because we don't know what Anaheim's pick is gonna be. Do we have anything that they want? Skaters, they have no skaters matching the block. Martone is up to an 80. Oh, yeah, no. So I'm definitely not moving on from him. Lambert's up to an 82. Maybe we will get that much better. Konsta Helenius, not really. Noah Ostlund, Jekimov, still a 6. I mean, I would give up Seabrook, but they're not going to do. They're not doing that for their first. Let's see who. I wish I could quickly see like what is the projected pick right now if everything stayed the same. So if we take a look at the underdogs again in the NHL standings, the entire league is looking like, yeah, who is potentially, I don't know who's getting lucky and who's not. The Nashville Predators are a team that's just, they're not good. They got 3.8. They're just getting unlucky, I feel like. Who's not scoring? The Seattle Kraken, us. Yeah, like, look at, we are so bad. But we're just not, I mean, we're not dropping points, which I guess is a good thing. The Vegas Golden Knights can't score at all, but they also have a really good defense. Who's bleeding goals as well? The Ducks, us, Nashville, the Islanders. I mean, Chicago's a team I could call back. They have 64 points, though, right? So if we take a look at the points, like, yeah, we need a team in the maybe down here, Detroit again. Detroit, I mean, they have 58 and 60. That's why Anaheim was such a prime guy to go after, because 58 and 64, right? There's no games played tomfoolery there. But the Islanders, the Flames, the Penguins, the Kraken, they're going to ask for a king's ransom. But we'll call them. I'll see what I can get, but I really want to get another one of these top picks. If I have to sell a lot to go, oh my God. No offers there. Okay, the Penguins, Pittsburgh Penguins. Yeah, their trade value is not actually that high. Our first, see, that's the thing. I don't want to give up our first this year. Can I throw in a 7th and maybe they'll switch the offer slightly? A first, this year's first, a 3rd, Solovyov, and a 5th. I don't know if I love the idea of that, but let's talk at least. Get the conversation rolling. We did get Florida's first just a minute ago, so maybe we can use that and just throw a ton at Pittsburgh. Taking a look at the draft picks, Florida, throw that in there. That's a next year's 3rd as well. What if I up that to a next year's 2nd? Solovyov, a 1st, and next year's 2nd. Can I get like maybe a 4th coming back my way? Rejected. Okay. The value isn't where it needs to be compared to what we're asked to give up. Okay. What if you threw back a 7th? Woefully insufficient and just a 1st. I mean, it looks pretty fair. But the value isn't where it needs to be. Yeah, Solovyov. I mean, everybody wants him. That's the crazy part, is that everybody wants Solovyov. So maybe I'm crazy to be trading him away. But any rookie skaters that they are looking excitedly at, I'd give him Seabrook, the low elite defenseman. Trade rejected is woefully insufficient. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to really... I mean, maybe if I package the Florida pick with another pick to get a better pick, and... I mean, maybe I package Florida's pick with Solovyov and see what teams... Like, can I get a earlier first? No, nobody's willing to get... I want first-round picks, guys, not players. I guess teams that would want a first in Solovyov are teams that are willing to shed talent. It was the Islanders, Seattle. Let's call Seattle as well. I just want to see what they would take for their first is, I think, a decent chunk. Okay, I can work with that. I can work with this. This is less than Pittsburgh's ask. I will give you not Philip Zadina. No. Draft picks. I will give you Florida's pick and Solovyov. It's insulting. Okay. Well, I kind of wanted to insult you because you guys are being so stingy about it. Just give me the picks. Just give me the picks. All right. As far as Geekies and 81 in the minors. See, guys, we got a good thing cooking up right now. We do have a good thing cooking. Noah Osland, 77 at 21. Is he going to be anything? I'd be willing to give him up. I think I'd be willing to give him up for a chance at a medium franchise. First, Solovyov and Osland, because we do have a lot of prospects. Okay, it doesn't match their needs either. Okay, I'd give up, but what about a next year's 2nd? Of this year's 1st and next year's 2nd. You guys interested in that? Because I think that might be more valuable to them. Solovyov, a 1st and a 2nd. Trade rejected. Oh, my goodness, they are just, yeah, I don't think I'm going to get it. I really just don't think I'm going to get this trade to go through. Trade rejected. Yeah, okay. So I think we're going to have to wait for a trade at draft day. You guys, I can't say I didn't try. Maybe Jared Anderson-Dolan, since he doesn't want to come back, could be a decent guy that I could move with. So Anderson-Dolan and Florida's first. Would somebody be willing to give me a first back? I mean, okay, the Calgary Flames and the Philadelphia Flyers are interested. Neither one of those teams are probably going to give up their first-round pick, but I will at least talk to them. They want to give me Jake Bean in 2/4. Jake Bean would be great, but he's an 84. I cannot acquire him. How about your first? You guys crazy and think your first isn't valued at all? Nope, they are appropriately valuing their first. I mean, if I ask for Philadelphia or Calgary's first-round pick, though, they are going to ask for Martone, and I don't want to give up Martone. Martone? I still haven't figured that out yet. Philadelphia wants my first, Zadina, the Florida first, and a 2nd. See, Zadina's like our best player. He's kind of like the guy on the team, and I don't want to really give him up right now because he's like our #1 player. And I don't want to give up my first because that kind of defeats the purpose. of taking a second shot at the lottery, but I think Calgary maybe has different asks. No, not really. Okay. I think we're kind of stuck here, guys. I think it's either just get another middle of the road potential long shot when it comes to a dart throw in the lottery. So let's take a look at the entire league. A team above us maybe that has a chance to fall. Anaheim again. I mean, even Detroit or Ottawa, they're sub 50% in their points that they've gotten, right? But they're higher. Detroit, Ottawa. Call them both. I mean, they're just above us. They're right where we are. Either of them could easily fall off. Find a trade. All right, we play Ottawa too, so an overtime result does nobody any good there. So Ottawa, what are you thinking about for your first round pick, bud? Nothing. Cool. Okay, Detroit, what are you thinking about for your first round pick there, bud? Nothing. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna have to make something happen. Propose the trade. Yeah, they're probably not thinking they're gonna make the playoffs, but they're also like, I don't want to give you my pick, right? I guess that just kind of makes sense. But let's see. Can I get them to potentially give up their first? Give them Florida's first. Florida, I would love if you lost some games before the freaking lottery or before the trade deadline, but you can't really do that anymore. Solovyov and a first for Ottawa's first. Trade rejected. It doesn't really match. I understand. Rookie skaters. Any rookie skaters that I'd be willing to give up? I mean, actually, Jared Anderson-Dolan might be the guy to give up. I listen, he's been good, but he doesn't want to come back. And I think his value is at an all-time high here. Can I actually just give you him and maybe skaters matching the block? They want Larai, Johnson, Addison, Zadina. No rookie skaters. Maybe I just give them, like, Seabrook and Anderson Dolan for their first. It's not going to go through. It doesn't meet our trade block needs whatsoever. So let's see, maybe next year's second. I'll see if I can do the next year's second thing. Get Ottawa's pick there. Seabrook. Oh, I want Seabrook off. There we go. Trade rejected. Okay. Maybe I need to throw Seabrook on. Good Lord. I can't figure something out here that they want or that teams want. So Seabrook, throw him in there. Anderson Dolan a second and Seabrook for their first. And it doesn't quite far off in value. Oh, I mean, do I really need that many late round picks? Throw in a fourth here. Trade rejected. Wow. Not where it needs to be. That is crazy. All right. Maybe I just throw in the Panthers first here? Panthers first and Anderson Dolan for Ottawa's pick? Rejected. Wow. Okay. I just don't think it's going to happen, guys. I just don't think it's going to happen. And now here we are at the trade deadline. I know I just tried to make a ton of trades. Maybe something will be different as we get to the deadline in the deadline mini game here. Let's take a look at all available players. I just want to kind of go see any young guns, some underdogs, some outcasts, right? Maybe we can find that. I doubt it. There's a 21-year-old Fraser Minton. No, he's not a prospect. These are just depth guys. Okay, now we got to the prospects. Medium elite Aiden Gibson, the grinder. 19 already though. 72 Malcolm Spence, Sam O'Reilly, Ben Sherratt, not a prospect. Haltonen, okay. I mean, I guess maybe. Sam O'Reilly. I love the mini game so much. We'll just see the Canadians trade Kunin in a fourth to the Islanders in exchange for Varlamov in a third. Oh my goodness. The Islanders are selling. Wow. Okay. Draft picks. That means their draft picks can be that much more valuable. Ottawa, did you reassess at the deadline and think that, no, they did not reassess at the deadline. What about Detroit? Detroit, did you reassess? Boston's not much less valuable. Wow, we are just not compatible at all, are we? Okay, Chicago, did you maybe want to talk again? Philip Zadina, Addison a second and a third, Yamamoto a second and a third, Brad Lambert a second and a third. I mean, that's better. Oh, the Penguins just made a trade and I missed it. The Pittsburgh Penguins just made a trade and I missed it. It was not getting rid of their first. They would want our first, a third, and Solovyov. Seattle. would want our first and Solovyov. And then who was the other team? It was Nashville. Nashville actually kind of improved, right? From when I checked. A first, a third, and Solovyov. Yeah, they're all in the same spot. Utah trades a second, a third, and O'Brien for Bean. And so the Utah is trying to load up. Oh, hello, Utah. I will take your first. A second, Hellenius, and a third. I will give up. I think I'll improve Florida's first into this and keep Hellenius. So a third next year and a first-round pick from the Panthers for your first this year. No, okay. Yay, dude. How about I give you a fourth as well? You know, you guys love your fourths. Spurgeon to the Canucks for, wow, the Wild selling? The Wild selling? The Minnesota Wild are selling. Minnesota Wild. Yeah, they're, ooh. But they want to give up their first. God, I'm so desperate. I'm so addicted to first round picks, man. Like, I'm just begging every team for more firsts. Minnesota Wild. I mean, they did just sell Spurgeon. I don't know how much of a difference he's going to make, but Kalen Addison, they want him back in a second and a third. I mean, these aren't bad trades. I don't have tons of surplus value at any position. Anderson Dolan in 2/3 for the Kings first. I mean, let me, oh God. It's going to have to be one of those I make it work. Ovi, let me get the perennial underdog, Alex Ovechkin. Trying to take a look at, keep my eye out for trades too. Holy mackerel. Yeah, we're in the same division as the Red Wings and the Senators, right? So, I mean, a team could have just won or lost a game. So let's take a look at the places again. Kraken, Penguins, Predators. The Ducks played another game and lost. The San Jose Sharks traded Chernyshov and Graf to the Flyers in exchange for a third, and the Flyers are getting worse. I'm going to call the Ducks back. I really like the idea of the Ducks pick. I think it could be one of those where you buy it for less than what it's actually worth. Anaheim, are we compatible here, guys? A first. Oh man, I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna make that. I'm getting the Ducks pick. I'm willing to sacrifice a bit more value to get this Ducks pick because they've already played so many games. I don't see them getting any better. All right. First round there, a second round there, and then what about another second? Seattle made another trade. They are sending Bjorkstrand, Beauvillier, and a fourth to the Blackhawks in exchange for 2 seconds. They are selling. Okay, what about a first and a next year's second for Anaheim's first? Trade rejected. Okay, it's not quite there. Would they want all skaters? Would they want Anderson Dolan? I'd be willing to give him up here. And I'd keep the second. A first and Anderson Dolan. Trade rejected. Okay, what about a third next year rather than a second next year and Anderson Dolan? Rejected. Does not up to snuff at all. Edmondson in a fourth. Let me go with the second next year. Trade rejected. Wow. Okay, now I feel like I'm giving up way too much value. I feel like if I traded a Florida Panthers first, Jared Anderson Dolan in a second, I could get something decent in return. Nobody wants to give up their first round picks, but who was it? Was it Seattle that just sold off even more? Maybe I can see what they want to do with their first. Zadina and 2/3, or our next year's first, Noah Cates and a third? I'd give up Noah Cates. The Islanders traded a second and Elliott to the Blackhawks in exchange for... Wow, those teams are at the bottom are just selling massively. I'll give you Florida's pick, a third, and Noah Cates for your first. Trade reject. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen, guys. I can't get a trade that I like the value on from any of these teams. Ottawa, how about, have you reassessed? Is your pick getting any less valuable? No? Okay. Who was the other team that just made a move that I think got worse? Washington makes a trade. They traded Ethan Bear to Minnesota, so Minnesota now buys. Interesting. I don't know who it was that made that trade. Philadelphia, I mean, their first is tremendously valuable, but it's going to take 2 firsts and Zadina. I mean, I guess this would give us the #1 chance. But it would get... No, because then we get rid of Zadina and a second. Pittsburgh, give me your pick for our first this year. I mean, that's the thing, though. These teams right with us, then I'm not worried about losing. And St. Louis, Tampa Bay, Toronto, Utah. a second, Hellenius, and a third, but that's so many picks next year just for a first this year. Vancouver, Vegas, Washington. Give me the Stars pick. No, give me your pick. They would do that pick for Kalen Addison and a 6th and a 7th. Oh, but is Washington even that bad? Washington's 33, 22, and 7. They're not even that bad. And I'd be giving up my number 1 defenseman who's looking really good. I mean, he hit his goal, or is close to hitting his goal, right? For his growth. So, oh man. I'm gonna keep calling teams, guys, but I think it's a lost cause at this point. Winnipeg would give us a first for a third, Verana and a third, Kulik, Lambert straight up, Hellenius and a third, Roseanne and a third. I think I would do Verana a third and a third, because now we'd have 3 first-round picks, and yeah, we don't have a third next year. But I think I'm gonna accept this deal. Now, can I potentially pick up a really good like Anaheim's pick? Ay. No trades found for Anaheim. Boston doesn't have their first. Calgary's really bad anyway, but they would be willing to do 3 first-round picks and Zadina for their first. Not going to happen. Yeah, I'm not getting one of those picks, that's for sure. Chicago's pick here, they would love to give Zadina straight up. Oh, man, that would be crazy. But Colorado, Lambert in a 4th, Yamamoto. No, I can't shed off all of our talent, can I? Can I? I mean, it's Colorado's pick. Hold on. Colorado for Yamamoto in a 4th. Yamamoto is one of our top players, though. Kyler Yamamoto here. I mean, he's an 83 at 27. He's so good as a two-way forward, though. Like, look at that. Oh, he's one of the perfect players to keep on the team, and he's cheap, and he's still 27. And I mean, Colorado's good. No, Colorado's too good for me to buy their pick for that much. Ottawa, you guys, okay, let's talk again. I'm getting this Ottawa pick. No, I'm not. Just kidding, because they refuse to talk to me anymore, probably. Detroit, nothing. Boston can't. Yeah, I was gonna say. I just think we're not compatible. Edmonton, LA. I had them on the hook for something. Kalen Addison in a 4th. No, that's my number 1 defenseman. That's what I said last time. The Minnesota Wild are gearing up. Montreal looks okay. They aren't great, but Kalen Addison in a 6th and a 7th. I'd do it any other day of the week, but Kalen Addison is my number 1 player on defense. I don't want to give up my first. You know what? Maybe I'll upgrade my 2 firsts into 1 first. Maybe I can get them to take the Winnipeg Jets and Florida Panthers first. Oh God, guys, then I have no picks. I don't have any thirds. All right. We gotta shift our focus here. Jared Anderson Dolan. Listen, he's been good, but he wants to go play in a bigger market. He doesn't want to be here. That's fine. Give me like thirds and seconds. A second this year and a third next. Oh, Carolina, you beautiful. Colorado's got a second and a third this year. Ooh, okay. Second and a third this year. 2 seconds from the Florida Panthers. Second and a third this year from the New Jersey Devils and Seattle Kraken. Anybody else? I think the New Jersey Devils. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I feel like 2 seconds is just too good a value to give up, and that's Florida. Florida's too dang good, so I'm not gonna go there. But we are gonna get the 2 seconds. I think Tampa Bay's too dang good. Winnipeg's too dang good. Oh, they're all so good. Carolina's pretty good. Colorado's having a down year. I mean, second and a third, that's picks this year. We didn't really give up any next year. Colorado's a pretty good team, but they're not the best. New York Island, that's a high third. That's basically a second. That's basically another second this year. I'm going to accept this trade. I'm sorry, Jared Anderson Dolan, but you don't want to come back? That's fine. I'll let you walk. And now our draft pick situation is looking pretty healthy again. 3 firsts, a second, a third, and a 4th, and a 7th. And then next year we have a 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. So we're doing okay. All skaters. Philadelphia makes a trade. They trade Scott Lawton to the Bruins in exchange for Carter. Is that Carter Hart? Did they reacquire Carter Hart? Interesting. Okay, what else do we have here? Jekimovs, Ryan Johnson, Noah Cates. Noah Cates, 27, 2-year deal, 82. I feel like Cates is fine to stick around, right? Noah Cates, what is he doing? He's got 34 points, minus 18, though. Noah Cates, somebody's going to give me something for him for sure. 3rd and a 4th. A second from the Devils for Cates? Could keep doing this. The Devils got to be really good, though. But another second? I mean, that's going to help. A second and a 4th? Yeah, second and a 4th from the Devils, I feel like, is the move here. Second and a fourth from the Devils makes sense. Accept the trade. Sorry, Noah. Just sending him off. I need picks. I need ammunition to move around. Lemieux is now going to play. Tulio's probably going to play. So is Gambrel going to play. I'm willing to get rid of Seabrook. Nobody wants Seabrook. Okay. Nobody was interested in the fact that I was willing to give up Seabrook. Ryan Murray. Does anybody want to get... No, I can't give up Ryan Murray. Nylander's going to be playing. Nobody's going to offer anything for him anyway. Nolan Foote is an 80. He's got a 4-year contract. Let's hope he grows. Let's see. Let's just sort by overall. Anybody here that I mean, Gregor is 27. Noah Gregor. I mean, he's a brilliant two-way forward, but just not it. Or just not for the future of this franchise. Gregor, for Anders Lee. Can't really call Anders Lee an underdog, can I? Rosen, Gambrel. Yeah, I feel like we're okay. I feel like we're fine. Taking a look at the goalies. Taking a look at the overalls. Topias Lainen is 22.64. He's still got that medium starter potential, but it's not looking like he's going to get there. Karan, oh God, yeah, I'm not, yeah, it's not really going to be that attractive. 18-year-old goalie, medium starter here. We get a fourth from the Ducks, unless somebody's willing to go crazy and give me a third next year for a medium starter goaltender. I can probably, a third this year from the Avs. Let's just get our third round pick next year for a goalie that, well, something tells me we're not going to be able to really bank on seeing in the majors anytime. Third round pick next year from the Colorado Avalanche. Colorado's going to be a pretty good team, though. I swear I saw another third round pick from Vancouver. Vancouver's probably going to be in a cap crunch for whatever reason, so I'm going to accept this trade. And there we go. We now have another draft pick for next year. 1, 2, 3 firsts, 2 seconds, a third, 2 fourths, and a seventh. And the next year we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got picks. Yes. Did I give up on Jared Anderson Dolan? Yes. He did also tell me he did not want to be here. So he can leave. As far as any other expiring contracts that we might have some value with, yikes. We're looking at some of these guys: Hosang, Perlini, Clay. I mean, Clagg's probably not going to fetch anything. Noichev, Novikov, Nadeau, I mean, medium top 9. He might have a little bit of value, a fifth. It's looking like a 5th round pick. There's Pacioretty or Kasperi Kapanen. Yeah, I don't think any of those guys really fit what we're going for here. And 5th round picks are not going to be that valuable to us. So we will remove him from the potential trade. Other than that, I'm looking around here, guys. It looks pretty cleaned out. We look pretty good. We do have 3 first-round picks. I mean, hell, maybe we can get something for Winnipeg and Florida. Their pick value seems to be going up. Strome, Tarasenko, Provorov, Novak, Raquel. Yeah, see, those are the teams that are selling players. Oh, they want to get rid of Ovi. That's so sad. Let's take a look. I'll just call Pittsburgh back. I feel like Pittsburgh was close with their first here. Our first, New Jersey second, and then Eklund. I don't think so. I'm calling Ottawa one more time, gosh darn it. No trades found. Of course not. Seattle Kraken. I saw you making moves. Nope, they don't want to do that. And there was one more team. I mean, obviously the Islanders would be crazy. It would be a crazy get. We're running out of time here. We got like half an hour left. The Predators are our first. No, I don't want to give up our first. I mean, I'd be willing to give up Colorado's second now because I feel like we have a couple seconds. Can I give them? Yeah, Florida and Winnipeg. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of talent right there. But I mean, we'd be getting a much higher pick. You know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until we know where everything's picking, because then I'm more confident giving up my own pick, which has the most value. So we're gonna wait. We're gonna let that one ride. We're all set with the trade deadline, and I'm gonna save because, good Lord, I need to. Daniil, do I want to claim Daniil? No, I do not. Decline. And stop the sim. Save file. Just overwrite the current file. Let's get into it. All right, game saved. Perfect. So let's go to the calendar. Oh, wait, we need to take a look at our roster because things have changed and there's some players not here. Jared Anderson Dolan, I thank you for what you've done for the Toledo Underdogs, but you've made it very clear to me you do not want to be here. So goodbye. And good best of luck. I don't even remember where I sent you, but good luck wherever I did. Honestly, the team looks pretty fine to me. Is there anybody? Zach Sanford should be. There's no scratch players at this time. Oh yeah, we are. I guess got everybody playing. Nizov, Murray, Ryan Johnson, and Clegg. We get the +2, but I think I'm going to drop Ryan Johnson down. He's only a -15. His stat challenge was 30 assists, though. It was 30 assists, so if I move him over Nizov, Ryan Murray, the two-way defender here, yeah, Nikolai Nizov's a defensive defenseman. He doesn't have a goal, obviously. Larai, your challenge was 30 assists. He's got 11. Kalen Addison, I swear I gave you a challenge, but I guess not. Isaac Roseanne's challenge is to make it in the NHL the whole season. I don't know what that does, but I guess we'll see, because if it makes him jump a ton, well, we'll celebrate that. Daniil Tarasov, it's not looking great. And then in the AHL, Geeky's an 81, Tulio's an 80, Ostlin's growing, Konsta Helenius, I need to move him up over Hosang, and then Noichev for sure. Actually, Helenius does not really fit there. He would fit there. Perfect. Noichev, and then I think that's okay. Is there somebody? I feel like there's somebody scratched. Del Cal. I don't know why Von Barkenau is getting stop or getting run. I guess Panoka. I'm gonna trust the coach. He's doing his job down here. So, all right, it's time for us to get rolling post deadline and see. Well, listen, it's a tank again, but at this point, guys, we kind of expected that in year number 2 of this. I'm really hoping things start to ratchet up. There's some guys that are close. We are closer than we were last year, but at 56 points. Feels like a long shot that we're going to catch the Flyers or the Flames. We could really fall off, but I don't know. Well, let's get to the last 5. We got 2 games against the... Oh, my God. We got 2 games against the Flyers. We give them 4 points here. Against Ottawa. Come on. Do us a favor here. Ottawa, we do lose. Okay, we lose to the Rangers. Against Toronto, we're going to lose that one as well. We play the Rangers again. Wow, we got a lot of good teams. The Devils, the Bruins. Maybe we could get this losing streak on a roll here and lose to the Islanders. That could be really helpful. We do lose to the Islanders, which is huge. Sorry, I said the Islanders. I didn't know that was coming. I meant to say the Bruins. There we go. We haven't won since the trade deadline against New Jersey. We are gonna win 1-0, of course, as I say it. We do lose to Florida though, because they've 106 points. It's ridiculous. They're so good. We lose to Toronto against Carolina. We lose to them as well. 1 win so far in the month. We play Utah, who's now really ascended. We lose to them in a shootout, so we pick up a point. Then against Tampa, we lose in regulation. Okay. Against Washington, we pick up another point, but we're at 60 right now. The Flyers are only 5 points behind us. They could... Oh, my God. And they just fired... Oh, they're pulling out all the stops. They really are pulling out all the stops to try and out-tank us here. Against Washington, we lose again, and this sets up a titanic clash at the bottom of the NHL. It's literally a titanic clash. 2 ships sinking. Who can sink quicker? Us or the Philadelphia Flyers? They are 4 points behind us right now. Oh my goodness. And okay, so we have a game in hand on them, but we have a chance to... I'm jumping in. I am jumping in and making sure that we do not win either of these games against the Philadelphia Flyers. We are going to sim both games. It's a home and home here at the end of the season. I am making sure that we do not win these games. First period, we're winning. Nizov, you son of a gun. Second period, oh my goodness. All right. Excuse me while I jump in and just pull the goalie and oh my God, Yuri Kulik. Oh my God. Guys, we're jumping in. I'll see you in just a second. And somehow in game 1 of the home and home, we are going to blow a 4-0 lead in the third period and lose 5-4 to the Philadelphia Flyers, who now have 58 points in 79 games. We got another one against them. We'll see if we can bounce back and do better this time. Boys, you know your jobs here. Come on. We just gotta do it. Come on, we're this close. Are you kidding me? Why are we so much better than them? This shouldn't be happening. Oh my God, it's 5-1. I'll be back. Guys, I don't know what to tell you. That's another third period comeback for the Philadelphia Flyers. I just don't know what's happening to us in the third period. But it does put us tied at the bottom for the fewest amount of points in the league. They do get 2 regulation wins from that as well. Oh God, if we all of a sudden beat one of these teams and cost ourselves, like, oh, that's gonna be crazy. Against Montreal, we are going to. Montreal's a pretty good team. We're gonna lose 4-3 to Montreal. The Flyers also lose with 1 game remaining. We are level on points against Detroit. Detroit's a decent team. I'm gonna go into the sim now. We got 2 games left. Let's go in the sim. First game, 1-1 there. Second period, 3-1. Third period, 4-2. Final, we take the L against Detroit. Guys, we're this close. We're this close. We've pretty much locked up a top 2 chance. The Flyers are not, well, they didn't play. The sim to the next game. Now we got our game against Boston. Whew, Boston is 39-34-8. They are on the outside looking in. They are out of the playoffs. So it's a grudge match game. Means nothing for either team. But it's actually a huge game for us. I believe we're on the road in Boston. So in the first period, the home team takes a 3-1 lead. In the second, they take a 5-1 lead. And in the third period, Boston closes it out 6-2 final. Now, what happened with Philadelphia? Philadelphia picked up 2 points. And just like that, oh man, I'm getting way too hyped for finishing last in the league. But it guarantees us the best shot at one of those two franchise players. Man, listen, I know I kind of jumped in there. Wow, they had so many more regulation wins than we did. But I know I jumped in, but so be it. It's crucial, and it's going to make it way more fun. So we also had, whose picks do we have? We have not Washington's. I know, what was it? Florida's. And then we also acquired, oh God, who else did we pick up? Winnipeg. 2 of the top teams in the league. Winnipeg there, and then the number 1 team in Florida. So we have multiple picks that we could, if we get the second pick, if we get the third pick, we could go up and get another one. But let's take a look at the stats. Zadina and Yamamoto led the team in points. Both of them looking very, very good. Zadina is now up to an 88 overall. Kulich had a good rookie season. 49 points, minus 23. Listen, he did the best he could with what he was given. I believe his stat challenge, it was 30 assists. We didn't quite get there, but hopefully that does mean he's going to get a little bit of a boost to his passing, maybe a +1, +2. Kyler Yamamoto looks phenomenal. Again, a perfect playmaking 2-way forward. Zadina is just crazy good at his passing. Do we set him a goal? I think we did set him a goal this season too. Brad Lambert up to an 82 from a 79, and I think he might have hit it. It was 20 assists, I believe, was his goal, and he does hit it. Isaac Rozan hits his 30 assist goal as a playmaker, so he will see a boost. Actually, no, I was gonna set it. His goal was to stay in the NHL for the whole season. I don't know what it means that he stayed in the NHL for the whole season. Kalen Addison does hit his 30 assist mark on the button. And hopefully that means he's going to get a little bit better at his passing, too. Ryan Johnson hits 26 assists, so a good season from him. Foote doesn't quite hit the 20 assist mark. Larai doesn't hit his goal, but honestly, guys, things are looking pretty okay for our guys. And Brandon Lemieux, +1. Brandon Lemieux was a plus. That is crazy. That is absolutely wild. Tarasov does not hit his 9-10 save percentage goal. Let's go ahead and advance a day, see if anybody wants to talk now that the season's officially over. Kulich has gained morale because of locker room interactions. And as we simulate another day, that should be the end of the regular season. Is it not quite? It's not quite. Okay, so the NHL season is complete. Perfect. And there we go. So that is that. We will sim to the draft, the start of the next one. I just want to advance a day here, see if anybody would like to chit-chat about their goal. No. Off-season focus. Excuse me. Off-season. Let's discuss on what you should be focusing on in the off-season. I would like you to improve your defensive game. Defensive game. Yeah, sure. Let's focus on your defensive game. Wow. Possible +2, 2-way shot blocking and stick checking, defensive awareness and discipline. Yes, please. Oh my goodness. All right. So I didn't even know that was a possibility that we could have him focus on things in the off-season. That opens up a whole new world for you guys. Let me know down in the comment section. What should we have everybody focus on? Give me some of the names. Give me some of the things we should focus on. It looks like physicality, 2-way, offensive side of things. I'll dive into it and I'll try and translate the best I can. But if we need to get some of these guys like Brendan Lemieux or not Lemieux, excuse me, Rozan or Kulich or Brad Lambert, if those guys need a new focus, let me know. But oh my goodness, this is looking really exciting, guys. We'll see how the lottery turns out. We'll set some offseason focuses in the next one and get ready for season number 3. Offseason number 2 is a big one. It's the one where I think we are going to make a big leap as a franchise. But guys, that is all the time I have for this one. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see some more. And I will see you guys in the next one.
It's a free-for-all before we fall. It's a free-for-all before we fall. Took some L's, but I guess you can't